Welcome back. You're watching the morning news right here at CNN News 18. Remember that we're tracking the story right now. The second round of raids being led by state agencies across the country against the Popular Front of India. And the details that we're bringing you right now from Karnataka, where top police sources confirm that state police is conducting raids against PFI leaders across Karnataka. Police sources confirm that more than 45 have been secured for reportedly creating disturbance in society and reportedly disrupting public order. My colleague Ritu is with us right now to bring us more details about this entire story. Let's go over to Ritu to understand more.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Ritu, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yes, exactly. So you see what took place previously earlier, the NIA had conducted raids at multiple locations. That was a pan-India raid that we saw against the PFI and SDPI leaders. So with that information, that's what the state police received. Now, raids are being conducted at multiple locations across the Karnataka, what our top police sources are confirming us. So this is the raid is taking place across Karnataka against the PFI leaders, and this is all in the backdrop of creating disturbance in society and disrupting public order. So more than 45 PFI leaders are being detained by the state police, and the questioning will take place shortly as well. That's what our top police sources are confirming us. So when I talk about across Karnataka, so most of it also includes Chitradurga, Vijaypura district as well. So most of the leaders are being detained in from these districts as well, Chamarajnagar as well. So these Chitradurga, Vijaypura and the Chamarajnagar. So across Karnataka, the raids are on. And now remember, when NIA had conducted a raid across the country, there were a lot of protests as well that were taken place across Karnataka. So with all that information that police had saying that how this was also disturbing the peace and order on the ground level, with all that information, now police is conducting these raids across the Karnataka.
Okay, Ritu, very quickly before we let you go, just for our audiences, bring us all of the details we have out of the Thursday raids that took place. Because our audiences, remember, they took place in multiple states. Karnataka was one of the states that saw the most arrests. If you could very quickly walk our audiences through the regions in Karnataka that saw those raids take place, the number of arrests that took place, and also walk us through the protests that then took place in parts of Karnataka that were led by PFI leaders. Walk us through everything, please.
So yes, we saw how raids were being conducted. You see, there was twice the raids that we saw. One was, of course, with the NIA, ED and the state police carrying out a joint operation in the country. And then later point, again, the state police, you see, in just couple of days, there was again a raid that Karnataka state police had carried against the PFI leaders and arrested almost 19 leaders. And there you see there's an interrogation which is already in place with them as well. But we saw how violent also, in a way, the protest, in fact, where it all erupted in the Mangalore. In Bangalore too, we saw how outside the PFI state office, the headquarters that happens to be of a PFI, there too most of these PFI supporters all gathered and protested whole day. They were so stubborn that they did not agree, even if police tried convincing them that it's an interrogation, and when things are moving in a systematic manner without any permission, they are not supposed to carry out any kind of a protest. But we saw how protest was in the Bangalore, and in Bangalore it was even more huge, because when the leaders were also arrested, we saw how a huge crowd was also following the state police and the officials. So that's the kind of protest we saw. There were barricades that were in place previously too. So yes, coastal Karnataka remains to be a sensitive area. There has been a lot of communal violence that Karnataka has witnessed in the recent times. So, and most of the incidents, you see, the police had also confirmed about a suspected link with the PFI and the SDPI. So with all in the backdrop, the state police had taken this up very seriously, and now raids taking place across Karnataka.
Okay, Ritu, when we were speaking earlier to our colleague Anand, he was talking a lot about the PFI's reported involvement and the student wing of PFI's reported involvement in specifically the entire hijab story that we'd seen play out a few months ago. Could you walk us through that incident in particular? But then can you also tell us how the PFI has defended itself? What have you had the PFI say time and time again, and what have you had these student organizations on the ground in Karnataka say in response to these claims against the PFI?
See, it's just not the hijab also that we're discussing about, whether it's a hijab or Praveen Nataru murder case or the Shimoga, that a clash that erupted between the two communities. In all these incidents, police had suspected, and they have also got evidence to show that these accused were part of a PFI and SDPI kind of an organization. But yes, these organizations have always defended, saying that they are working through an public funding organization, and their cash transactions are also taking place through an account as well, and it's a registered organization, wherein the organizations like RSS or the other organizations are unregistered organizations. So why not the state or India think of banning such organizations than banning the registered organizations? So they say that no matter how much raids these police will take or officials will take against them, their leaders, their officers, they will find no evidence, because they know very well that things have been taken place in a clean manner, is what the PFI leaders had spoken about. But yes, now you see, it is all that police which had suspected the links of these PFI leaders behind most of the communal violences across Karnataka. There comes a very strict action against the leaders as well as the head officers wherever it is located.
Okay, Ritu, stay with us. I want to go over now to my colleague Arunima. Arunima tracks the Ministry of Home Affairs. She's been bringing us minute-by-minute updates on this entire story. Arunima, I want to understand from you. A few minutes ago, we were able to speak to Arvind Kumar Jain, who is the former Uttar Pradesh DGP, and he looked at the actions we were seeing. He said that this is not an effort to crush the PFI, it's only an effort to control them. Would you agree? What is your perspective on how we've seen the Ministry of Home Affairs conduct their activities over the last week?
Two things that I'd like to point out here. One, that Popular Front of India has been active in India ever since the arm chopping incident of the professor happened. Since then, repeated dossiers have gone to Ministry of Home Affairs, from NIA, from State Police. Assam Police has taken the lead after the CA protest. UP Police has taken the lead by sending dossiers about PFI activities with one demand, that the organization be banned under UAPA. But this hasn't happened so far, and even now as we are speaking, as the agencies are interrogating and collecting evidence, legally that evidence is being scrutinized to see whether under UAPA a ban can come around or not. But after speaking to officials who are questioning, it appears that PFI was preparing itself for this kind of legal action. So when these searches were carried out, there is no report of any major cash recovery or any huge cache of arms that was recovered, even though we do know that the PFI has been using locally procured swords, machetes, etc., sharp weapons. But there was no huge haul. What agencies suspect is that the way this organization has prepared itself for this kind of legal action is the reason why no such haul was made. And hence these current searches to try and see if the peripheral members or the lower level members can be tracked down and any major recovery can be made from them, A, to nip the organization completely, and B, to collect more evidence. But one thing is very clear, Popular Front of India has prepared itself well for any kind of searches or legal action or even ban.
Okay, Arunima, I'd like to request if you could stay with us, please. I'd like to just go over to our colleague Ritu. She's bringing us more breaking news. Let's go over there.